Hey everyone, welcome to Master's Teach. And today we are going to discuss about the business environment and companies law, which is very important for your first semester and second paper, business environment and corporate law, companies law. Okay, so here we'll discuss what is environment. Okay, the concept of business environment we'll discuss. So it is a sum total of internal and external factors, and which includes market trends, company's culture. So how the business influence and the decisions and the performance. So this is the this is called as business environment. So the features of business environment, like it is very complex and it changes, so uncertain, relative. For example, the culture is always changes. Okay, that environment, the business internal and external, is going to be changed. Okay, micro environment, like raw material suppliers, services, customers, like consumer businesses and competitors. And competitors includes others who are competing with us. So these are called as micro environment. Then it comes to the macro environment. Macro environment includes in economic things like inflation, GDP of the nation, political situation, government policy, stability. Okay, legal, like rules and uh, regulations of the economy, technology. So, for example, AI, automation. These are micro environment. So, as well as this particular environment, micro as well as macro environment, it is going to be a dynamic. It constantly changes. So, any company has to change according to that particular change. So, as a manager, you should identify any opportunities and also overcome the threats. So that is the reason you should know what is business environment. It is a micro environment and macro environment. Micro environment includes suppliers, customers, competitors, etc. Whereas macro environment includes economic conditions of the nation, which includes GDP, political systems, legal system, and technological. And it is always dynamic. And so, as a manager, you have to adapt as per the change. Okay. So, one more important concept is that environmental scanning. Okay. Uh, and also we'll discuss about the public sector. Environmental scanning means where you are going to uh, scan everything, like monitor the internal factors as well as external factors. So external factors, like including inflation, how the inflation is going on, how the prices are going, and political system, like government policies. Then social demographic thing. Demographic means age, sex, and where they are residing, what they test, and all those stuff. Then technology, AI. So these are the, you have to check, you have to monitor all the things. That is called as, this monitor is called as environmental scanning. And one more concept is public enterprises. That means the uh, the company is owned by the government. Okay, or else, for example, what they do welfare schemes, like they build the roads and healthcare system, education, all those stuff. This comes under public sector enterprises. Whereas privatization, so the government company is going to be sold to the private people. That is called as privatization, so that the efficiency performance of the company can going to be run fastly, as well as the burden of expenditure of the government is going to be reduced. That is called privatization. Privatization means any government company, if uh, the capital of the government be less than 50%, that become private company. So 51% is going to be private people that become privatization. Globalization means uh, like our economy integrated in the foreign exports and imports, like foreign direct investment, technology. So when you are doing the business borderless market, that is called as e-commerce, that is also globalization. So here the concept you learn here: environmental scanning, public sector, privatization, and globalization. Then here we'll check the some of the things here: multinational MNCs and international institutions. So in environmental studies, they are going to ask few questions on the basis of MNCs and international institutions. So MNCs means multinational corporation. So where they operate more than one company. Okay. So if you are entering with the multinational company any tie-up, you're going to have huge capital, that means huge funding, and also you're going to have technical transfer, so innovation things also you are going to get. For example, but this is the and people also going to get the good quality of products and services. What is the disadvantages of multinational? It exploitation, means the laborers will be cheated, and whatever the profit earned in India, it goes to the other country, that is called as profit repatriation. Okay, this is a multinational company. Whereas one more thing, World Trade Organization. Simply we can say this as WTO, World Trade Organization. What it does, it makes the international trades rules and regulation, also helps to make the agreements and tariffs among the nation. So they facilitate to trade internationally. Then International Monetary Fund. So what is this? So this IMF, this ensure that monetary stability, current stability will be there, and also help the financial assistance. They will give the financial assistance to the uh, organizations. So this is the main function of International Monetary Fund. Then it comes to the International Labor Organization. Okay, so which says the uh, uh, like uh, standards for the labor community, for the uh, it is called as for rights and conditions of the working people of the labors across the globe. It promotes the decent work style standards internationally. So all the labor laws which is formed by the International Labor Organization, ILO. So you should know this. The international institutions are MNCs, okay, multinational corporations, then World Trade Organizations, then International Monetary Fund, then International Labor Organization. Okay, these are the things. Okay, then we'll go to the next slide. There is a business ethics and CSR. Okay, what is business ethics? See, the institution which runs with the public's money, at the same time the public should not be cheated by the company. Okay, that is the reason the company or business has to maintain some of the integrity, some of the honestiness. So these are called as business ethics. So moral principles guiding the business conduct, how to conduct, what to conduct, and which is the welfare of the society, that is called business ethics. Then social responsibility. So they take the profit from the society. Okay, at the same time that profit has to be distributed to the society, and it has to be served to the society, that is called as social responsibility. Okay, corporate social responsibility, what we can, the CSR means corporate social responsibility. So as per Carol pyramid, so economic profit, legal, ethical, moral, philanthropy, charity, these should be given to the society. Then corporate governance, that means like the in a company everything should be transparent. Okay, there should not be any fraud, and the corporate accountability and transparent whatever they does. Okay, it is towards their shareholders, towards their customers, towards their employees. See, so everything has to be accountability and transparency. Then social audit. What is social audit? So how the company performing, how it is helping to the society. So that comes under, it is a evaluation of the society impact of the company of the on the people. So it impacts it entry it metrics. This is called as social audit. So in business ethics, the concept are business ethics, social responsibilities, CSR models, and corporate governance and social audit. Then international business law, business environment. What is business international business environment? So this is a international factors like external conditions, economic conditions, political conditions. So that affects when they are doing the business other with the other countries. Multinationally, if they are doing the business, they'll have some of the issues, some of the favorism. Okay, so you, in order to study all the global economical, political, everything, where it is operates, that is called as business environment. Okay, so why it is important? Because if you go internationally, you will have the new market, new customers, increase the sales. Also, you will get the cheap labor, raw material, and at the same time it has a competitive advantage where you can have the innovation and cost. Then what is the opportunity? Okay, when you are entering in the international business, you can expand your company's presence across the globe. The growth will be there and it reach many countries, and you can also save the amount and efficiency. You can also diversify risk. Okay, if some of the nations not favorable, you can shift to the other thing. If the labor is cheap somewhere else, where you can go, and the stability also happen. So due to international business. Then what is the challenges? So the challenges is are different countries have different cultures and different political policies. Okay, and it always changes due to wars like situations. Okay, then tax regime also makes the problems. So here, uh, so you have to manage the laws and complaints of the different companies. These are the international business environment. Then entry strategies and strategic alliance. So how you are going to internationally? Okay, so the ways that you are going to have certain plans, you have to align, you have to mingle with others, you have to make the joint ventures with others. So example, lowest risk entry mode, direct or indirect. You can directly sell the product in other countries. Then or indirect means you can also tie up with other countries. Okay, licensing and franchise. So you can grant the your like intellectual property and brand name to the other foreign companies where you can franchise or licensing. For example, McDonald's, the US company, or Coca-Cola or Pepsi, they're international brands, they franchise like this. Okay, joint venture. So you can also have the joint venture with that particular companies in other countries where you're going to have capital means finance, machinery, and land, labor, everything. Then management also you're going to get the benefit. Then strategic alliance. So without putting any equity, where you can have the research and development and marketing also. This is strategic alliances. So like it is depend on whether you are going to enter in international market or not, depends on the risk level, high or low, and also whether you are going to share your responsibility with others also, whether you have the knowledge with the other countries also. This comes under a strategic alliance and entry strategies. Then we'll go to the international business strategy, how you are going to do the business internationally. One is global strategy, multi domestic strategy, and transactional. What is global strategy? So where you have to produce and export in a global quality products. Okay, and if you product mass production, mass products produced, that can be sell to the other countries, where if the local products are not sellable in our domestic thing, where you can send, where you can sell to the other countries through mass production, where you can dominate other markets, other countries market, where China produce mass products and it export to the India or another countries, where they are going to dominate the global things. Then multi domestic. Okay, uh, like when your product should be customized as per the particular domestic or particular country or particular location. Then transactional, that means the operation should be centralized operation and local responsiveness, that is a tailor made products. So when you're doing the international business, make sure that that is going to be operation should be centralized one. At the same time, you should have the local responsible team and local acceptable products. That is a transactional, uh, transnational. I'm sorry, it is not transactional, it is transnational. So that is the thing. Global strategy, multi-domestic and transnational. Then functions strategies in international business. One is what is the functions need to be adapted in international business. One is international marketing, then international HR, international operations, international finance, and global quality. So when you are producing the product, you should always follow the product mix, product marketing mix, which includes right product at right price, at right place, at right promotion. Right promotion means right advertising strategy followed for the global market. There is a international marketing and international HR, human resource. So you have to diverse the different types of people. Okay, because their cultures are different and their language is different. Okay, their way of living is different, their payment structure is different. So you have to adapt the strategy as per the international thing. So you have to recruit and training as per their terms and condition. Then international operation, so you have to make sure that you should have proper logistics and global supply chain management. Okay, and whether you have to product or you have to export, if you are exporting, which type of transport you are using. Okay, that you have to think, you should have such type of plan. Then international finance, so like in order to the currency rate and investment is something different. Okay, the foreign exchange hedging and all the stuff you need to look after, and you also expect to manage the international capital or international money. Then global quality, when you are producing anything, there should not be a cheap, there should be cheaper one, and at the same time it should align with the International Organization for Standardization, that ISO, and standards for benchmarking, like best practices, best performance. So these are the functional strategies in international business. Okay, then we are going to discuss Companies Act and Contract Act. This is also important part of your business environment and Companies Act. Let us see. So Companies Act 2013, it is it says about the incorporation, how to start the company. So there are two documents are there. One is Memorandum of Association. We can simply say that it is a MOA, Memorandum of Association, which says that why companies existed, what is the purpose of existence, what is the objectives of the company. Then how to get the funding structure also mentioned here. What is the responsibility of that company, which are mentioned in the Memorandum of Association. Whereas Memorandum of Association called as charter document or main document, whereas articles of association, it is a it, this particular document consists of international internal rules and regulations of the company, like how to recruit, how to manage the day-to-day companies, and how to directors things and management things, everything is mentioned in articles of association. And one more thing, types of company. As per the Companies Act 2013, the companies types of companies divide into private company, which is owned by the private people, whereas public company, that is a it is owned by the shareholders public, and one person company, OPC, that means one person is going to maintain the same. As per the section 8, non-profit company also is there. So as per Companies Act 2013, every company, whether it is private or public or one person company, or whether it is NGO, everything has to be registered with the proper documentation. So the essentials of Companies Act 2013 is Memorandum of Association, Articles of Association, also mention the types of companies: private company, public company, one person company, then register with the Register of Company, also mandatory as per the Companies Act 2013. Then share capital, it is a part of Unit 3, and board of directors and meetings. So share capital. So what is the authorized capital? Okay, in which how many subscribe? That is a paid up capital. Types of capital includes preference capital and equity capitals, where equity shareholder equity capital has the voting rights, whereas preference shareholders, they'll have the fixed dividend, and they are going to get the preference while winding up of the company. That is share capital. Then board of directors. So it says about the uh, company, how to appoint the board of directors, what is the removal of the uh, legal things, and powers and duties. So it is mentioned in the as per the Companies Act 2013. So every company annual general meeting has to be conducted, and extraordinary general meeting which will conducted between two annual general meeting, in order to take some of the extreme steps, okay, like removal of the directors, removal of the uh, auditors, and extreme thing. Then board meeting. So board meeting, minimum number of people needs to be attended, that is quorum. Then resolution, minimum attendance, invitation, decisions are to be recorded. Okay, agenda need to be prepared before starting of any meeting, and it is distributed to the public, as well as once the meeting is conducted, it has to be recorded in the form of minutes. Okay, so these are the things: share capital and management. Then Indian Contract Act 1872. So we are going to have, it is a rapid session for the entire syllabus need to be covered. So essentials of valid contract: one is offer, acceptance, consideration, capacity, and nature. So offer means proposal made by one company, one of the party, that is promised as per the Indian Contract Act 1872. When you are writing this, try to write this Indian Contract Act 1872 and mention the sections. So there should be acceptance. Somebody proposed, another one has to be accepted. So acceptance, section 2b, it is assent to the offer, consent. Then consideration. So somebody offered and accepted. In between, some written is there, that is valid as per the section 2b 2d. Then capacity. So the person must be competent. You should have sound mind, means good. You should not, you should be mentally fit, and age should be minimum 18 years of age. Then nature, agreement enforced by the law. So the agreement is enforced by the law as per the section 2h. So it's a legal intent. So essence of a valid contract, you have to write offer, section 2a, proposal by one party, that is promise, acceptable, acceptance, there is a section 2b, assent to the offer, consent. Then consideration, it is section 2d, something in written value. Capacity, parties in must be competent, like section 11, it's mentioned about the age and sound mind. Nature, agreement enforced by the law, section 2h, legal intent. So free consent and performance of the contract. So when you're doing the contract as per 1872, okay, Indian Contract Act 1872, so free consent, that means there should not be any threat, coercion or undue influence. You should not power imbalance, and there should not be any deception or fraud. There should not be any misinterpretation of the false statement or any mistakes not accepted. So there should be a free cons, uh, consent as per the Indian Contract Act 1872. Then legal of object. So object must be lawful. Whatever you do, that should be a lawful one, and at the same time it should not be forbidden by law. So it should not be immoral one, it should not be unethical, so it should not be opposed by the public policy. Then contingent or quasi contract, this is the types of contract. Contingent means conditional, depend on uncertain events, okay, future events, that is a contingent. Then for example, like life insurance contract, the quasi contract, obligation imposed by the law, okay. So this is a compulsory imposed by the law. So like it is not a agreement, okay. Contingent and quasi contract. Then discharge remit. So the contract, how it is going to be discharged by performance. Once the contract is over, that is automatically going to be dissoluted. Breach, if the contract is not valid, that is going to be performed. If the uh, acceptance is done, everything is done, but performance is not done, that will see breach of contract. Impossibility, if something is impossible, that is going to be frustration. Remedies, so in case of dissolution, in case of frustration, in case of breach, so the compensation has to be given. Then specific performance, the court is going to be order. Injection, so sometimes court orders injections, that means provision not to do something like that. So this is the like very simple way I am telling. In few minutes, entire your business law and companies business environment and companies law is covering here. Then it comes to Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, okay. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, IBC 2016, it says that time bound resolution, maximum asset values, promote entrepreneurship, innovation and growth, okay. If something goes in insolvency, so what need to be done, that is mentioned here. Who can apply, okay. The insolvency means if the company goes in losses or bankruptcy, so who is going to, the company is funded by creditors like banks and institution, or suppliers, okay, or employees, or corporate debtors. Company in debt itself, they can apply for this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code IBC 2016. Then adjecting authority, so National Law Tribunal, National Company Law Tribunal, NCLT, will look after the this Insolvency and Bankruptcy code related companies, where it is public or private. And in order to debt recovery tribunals are there for individual companies as well as partnerships firms. They are going to approach this NCLT, that is National Company Law Tribunal, as well as debt recovery tribunals, okay, where they can approach and they'll get the justification. So how it is going to be in corporate insolvency resolution process, this is also called and liquidation, this is also called as CIRP, corporate insolvency resolution process. First the application has to be applied by the petitioner, okay, that is credit petition. Then interim resolution will be done, appointment of memorandum declare will be done. Then committee of creditors will be approve the resolution for the revival strategy. If no resolution, then liquidation of the assets. So these are the process where I explained everything in the app master teach, where you can go through this, okay. You can have good number of things, okay. Then here incorporate corporate insolvency resolution process as per the section 1632, as per Indian contract, as per the IBC Insolvency Bankruptcy Code 2016. Voluntary liquidation means voluntary, they are going to close the business, okay. Fast track process, in order to have timely close the business. They have fast track procedure. Then pre-pack solvency. So insolvency, pre-negotiate sale for micro and small and medium enterprises. Okay, you can check in my app Master Teach, where you are going to have detailed information about this, and also you can check previous videos also in Master Teach in the playlist called MBA and BBA. Then intellectual property rights. Okay, simply we can call as intellectual property rights, IPR. What is that? One is patents. So when there are some invention is done, new technologies approaches. So the patent is given. It is for 20 years. When trademark, so it like for example Nike Squatch logos, names and symbols. That is a trademarks. Copyright. It's specially for the literature or artistic musical works, books and songs that has been given copyrights. Industrial design, for example, industrial product shape and industrial structure. So they have industrial design rights. These are comes under intellectual property rights, IPR. Okay, patents, trademarks, copyrights, industrial design. So other industrial property rights, IPR, then information technology, IT laws. So geographical indications, for example, Darjeeling tea, okay, then Telangana, Paspu, okay. So Basmati rice origin, okay, like that. They have the geographical indication. Then layout designs, plant varieties, protection of semiconductors layouts, example microchips. They have the layout design patent varieties. Then new plant breeds, for example crops and all the stuff. Then information communication, information technology act, that is IT Act 2000, hacking, identity theft, okay, fraud, breaches, everything it is mentioned. Just write these intellectual property rights, you will get good marks. Okay, so what we have learned today, Companies Act 2013 we learned, in which what is memorandum of association, it is a chartered document. Articles of association, it is an internal document. Share capital, authorized capital, preference shares, equity shares we learn. Directors appointment duties and AGM and uh, like extraordinary general meeting. We learned about the Contract Act 1872, okay, where we learned about the offer means proposal, accept means consent, consent means consent means free and coercion, discharge performance we learn, remedies also we learned about the IBC, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code 2016. Okay, we learned about the corporate insolvency process and liquidation process also. Then intellectual property rights and information technology, IT laws like patents, invention, patent for invention, trademarks for brand names, copyrights for music and all those stuff, and books, cyber crimes, it is hacking, data theft, etc. So learn these things and try to revise this, try to watch this particular video again and again, where you are going to have good number of marks. Try to fill the all the 32 pages with the proper headings and proper information. Try to write neatly. Don't cheat anything, so that it is going, if it's going to be affect your thing in your career. Okay, thank you for watching Master Teach, and if you are newly watched my channel, please do subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you. All the best for your coming examination.